The story swirling around Lee Min-ho has taken yet another surprising turn, and this time it isn't about speculation, romance, or industry noise, it's about responsibility, boundaries, and the quiet ways celebrities try to protect the people around them. Because according to insiders, Lee Min-ho has now reportedly cut all remaining ties with his former girlfriend, and in the middle of handling that situation, he also reached out to Song Hye-kyo privately to apologize for the unnecessary stress she was pulled into when pregnancy rumors about her began circulating online. The rumor, which she already debunked with grace, didn't just appear from thin air. Insiders claimed it may have started from a small, harmless comment made by someone connected to Min-ho's past, not intentional, not malicious, but one of those innocent remarks that takes a life of its own when it gets into the wrong circle. And when the rumor exploded and Hye-kyo's name became the center of headlines she never asked for, insiders say Lee Min-ho felt a wave of discomfort that he didn't even try to hide. Not because he was responsible for anything he wasn't. Not because he owed anyone an explanation he didn't. But because someone tied to his past accidentally created a situation that landed on someone who had absolutely nothing to do with any of it. And for a man known for keeping his private life extremely clean and neatly separated from his career, this became a moment he reportedly decided to handle quietly and decisively. Insiders say that once Min-ho heard where the rumor may have sprung from, he acted faster than expected. There was no confrontation, no argument, no scene. Just a very firm decision to end whatever lingering communication or loose connection existed with the ex-girlfriend whose offhand comment set things in motion. It wasn't dramatic, it was final. Sources say he told mutual acquaintances he wanted no more indirect ties, no shared circles, no chance of the past bleeding into the present ever again. One insider described his mood as controlled but very clear, saying Min-ho doesn't like confusion, he doesn't like chaos, and he definitely doesn't like seeing someone else dragged into trouble because of him. But the part that shocked the industry was not the separation, it was what he did next. Insiders claim that after cutting ties with the former girlfriend, Lee Min-ho quietly reached out to Song Hye-kyo, not to explain anything but to apologize for the ripple effect that reached her. It wasn't a dramatic apology or an emotional confession, nothing exaggerated or theatrical. It was private, simple, and respectful, the kind of apology given not out of guilt, but out of courtesy. He reportedly told her he was sorry she had to go through the hassle of debunking a rumor that had originated unintentionally from someone loosely connected to his past life. And insiders say Song Hye-kyo received the gesture with her usual grace, calm, kind, understanding, the way she always handles things that try to pull her into unnecessary noise. There was no awkwardness. No tension. Just two professionals acknowledging a moment and letting it pass. What made the situation even more interesting is how the industry responded. People close to both actors started talking about how Min-ho's reaction showed a level of maturity that isn't common in the entertainment world. Instead of avoiding the matter or pretending he was too busy to care, he reportedly handled the situation with sensitivity, and insiders say Hye-kyo appreciated that he respected her enough to reach out quietly. She is someone who values dignity, privacy, and calmness, so the fact that Min-ho didn't make the issue bigger than it already was made the entire situation easier to close. Insiders also say this event drew a clear line in Min-ho's life. He has always been selective with the people he allows close to him, but this moment made him even more protective of his personal space. He reportedly doesn't want anyone from the past, no matter how distant, having any access that could cause issues or unnecessary conversations. And after this, sources say he has completely cleaned out that chapter with full clarity and zero bitterness. It wasn't emotional, it was strategic. He simply doesn't want the past touching anything connected to his present, especially not when it involves someone like Song Hye-kyo, who has built her entire image around elegance, silence, and staying far away from avoidable drama. What's fascinating is how the fans reacted once insider whispers about this private apology started circulating. Many praised Lee Min-ho for stepping up, calling it a classy move, while others said it showed emotional intelligence, something you rarely see in the industry. And on the other side, fans admired Hye-kyo even more for the way she handled the entire wave of rumors with absolute calmness. She didn't lash out, she didn't accuse anyone, she didn't try to make the moment bigger than it was. She simply shut down the rumor and moved on. And that is exactly why this entire situation has become one of the most quietly talked about stories among industry insiders this month, not because of scandal, but because of how refreshingly mature the entire process was. No one fought. No one got dragged. No one played victim. It was adults handling adult matters, behind closed doors, with dignity. And in an industry where everything becomes chaos at the slightest spark, that alone is noteworthy. So where does this leave everything now? Exactly where it should be, resolved. Song Hye-kyo has already stepped past the rumor and is focusing on her upcoming work. Lee Min-ho has reportedly closed the chapter with the ex and made sure no similar misunderstandings can happen again. And insiders say both stars are now moving cleanly in their own lanes without any lingering tension. At the end of the day, it all comes back to the same truth: there was no scandal, no drama, no conflict. Just a rumor that started unintentionally, a past connection that has now been fully cut off, and a quiet apology that showed respect rather than responsibility. And now, with everything settled behind the scenes, both stars are moving forward with the kind of peace that can only come from clarity, maturity, and choosing not to let noise control the narrative.